Welcome to block 3 of topic 7, rational numbers, on page 191. Someone has his book finally. All right, so first thing, the last couple lessons looked at this trail mix recipe, and the recipe serves 6 people. Well, she ended up looking and figuring out that she needs to serve 32 people. So she doesn't want any extra or any too little. So she wants to alter this recipe to serve exactly 32 people. Is that going to be easy to do when this recipe serves 6?
No.
Okay, because I could look at this and I know it's going to serve 30 pretty easy. How do I know that?
6 times 5.
6 times 5, and it's going to serve 30 pretty easy. I also know it could serve 36 pretty easy because 6 times 6. But 32, not so easy. So she figures out that it would probably be easiest to break the recipe down to where it serves 1 person. Once you know how much you need for 1 serving, can you figure out any number?
Yes.
It'd be easy to figure out. So this chick, Gina, the first way that she handles this is she creates this little chart, and she says she's looking at raisins. And from the recipe, she sees raisins is half a cup, and that serves 6 people, right? So for 6 servings, she knows half of a cup is going to be raisins. Then for some reason, she decided to look at 2 servings. And she noticed that for 6 to turn to a 2, she can divide by 3. So she was like, well, that's cool, because I can take 1/2 and divide that by 3 and figure out how much raisins I need. Do we ever divide with fractions, though? No. So,
Flip switch.
okay, that's little kids. We're 7th graders. We're 7th graders.
Hold up. Wait a minute. It start with
Bonus points, opportunity here. We multiply by the reciprocal.
Right when you said
So we multiply by the reciprocal, which in this case would be 1/2 times 1 over 3, because this is understood to be over 1. Reciprocal is flipping the fraction. And now we can multiply this straight across. So 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 3 gives me 6. Okay. And she was like, well, that serves 2 people. I need it to look at when it serves 1 person, so I'm still not done. So 2 to get to a 1 is dividing by 2. So she's going to take this 1/6 and divide it by 2. But we don't divide by fractions. We multiply by the reciprocal because we're smart 7th graders. And we get 1/6 times 1/2, which gives us 1/12 is the amount of raisins, cups of raisins, I need for 1 serving. So she brought this down to 1 serving. I feel like she did a whole lot of extra work here to bring it to 1 serving. How else could she have done this probably quicker to get to 1 serving? She divided by 3, then divided by 2. I would have.
Just divide it. What? Skip the 2. Skip dividing by 2. Just go straight to dividing by 1.
Divided by 1?
Six.
Six. If I'm going from 6 servings to 1 serving, that's dividing by 6, right? So I probably would have done that. So number 2 says, what is another way Gina could have computed the amount of raisins needed for 1 serving? She could have. Is that how you spell could have?
Yes,
Just divided by 6. So obviously I didn't go to a spelling training, I just went to a mathematical training.
What is computed? Is that like, that's not a math
Solve.
word? Is that, that's not a math word?
I mean, it's just a word. Computed. When you type things in a calculator, it computes.
So it gives you the answer?
Yeah. Okay, number 3 says, if she knows an amount of an ingredients needed to make 1 serving, how is this beneficial for her, knowing 1 serving? Now what can she do now that she knows 1 serving? Wyatt?
She can multiply or divide it to go down to adjust it to the amount of people she wants to feed.
Okay, well, she doesn't need to divide it anymore, because I doubt half a person exists to eat.
No, like now that she knows the ingredient of
What
my
about
bad, I thought it
4?
was 6.
We're at 1 serving, so I'd hate to get smaller than 1 person.
Okay.
Unless you're
Now she knows the bare minimum.
cut them in half and insert the food physically into their body.
Okay, now she knows the bare minimum of how she needs, so she can keep adding on to it or multiplying. To get
So
more
she
food.
can keep multiplying now to find any servings amount. She can multiply to find any amount of servings. Okay, so let's flip to number 4. And first we need to see what's happening. We have all our ingredients here. We have parts of number 4 blank. And we need to see what they're trying to do. So I notice this column is cups for 6 servings. Then we're looking at cups for 32 servings. But I need to figure out this process and what's happening. So 1/2, where are they getting 1/2 from here? Raisins for 6 cups. They got that from the recipe, right? Times 1/6. Where is that coming from?
That's how much.
6.
6 servings, but that says 1/6. So what are they doing here?
They're dividing it by 6.
They're really dividing by 6 or multiplying by the reciprocal. So this part right here is finding per 1 serving. Agree? Because they divided that by 6. What's the times 32 then?
It's after your answer of 1/2 and 1/6.
Okay, then they're multiplying times 32 because we need how many servings?
32.
32. Okay, so now I know what their process is here, that I can finish this granola. So we could use my little, you have space at the bottom to show any work. So I have 2/3 times 1/6 gives me 2/18. Then I multiply that times what? You're writing this at the bottom. Aiden, shredder, it's about to go. Then I multiply this times what?
1/32.
1/32?
Yeah, because you do the 32
No,
over
it's
one
1
end
over
and you
32
write it
because you
switch it.
flip it.
Does it say divide?
No.
Oh,
It's just time.
So it's just really 32 over 1 or 32. That gives me 64 over 18. Now I can simplify that. What's a number 64 and 18 have in common?
They're both even.
So I can divide by 2 if they're both even, right? Sounds silly,
Or
but that's,
6. Divide by 6.
I always do 2s. I'm so lazy that I don't even like thinking about these common multiples. That I
Divide by
go
6.
to.
You could divide by 18. Divide by 6. No, 6. Oh, shoot. No. Don't you dare.
So
I was thinking it was 32.
what is another number someone said? I don't think 18 works.
8 times 4
No, it
is 32.
64 divided by 18 doesn't work.
It doesn't
I
have.
know. Oh, wait. I didn't know it was 8. What
No.
about 18?
I'm just gonna go with 2 so I get a simpler number to something I know. So oh gosh, I don't know where that came from. 32 over 9. Still don't know anything. I know 9 goes into 32 3 times. 3 times 9 is 27, right?
Yes.
How much is left over?
5.
That's as simplified as it can go. 3 and 5/9 is how much granola I would need for 32 servings. Okay, what is the next ingredient we need to compute? Dried fruit. That sounds disgusting. So I'm gonna find out how much that 1 is gonna be for 1 serving. That gives me 1 over 48, right? You're making me feel like I did something wrong.
Right.
Okay, thank you. And now I'm gonna multiply that times 32 over 1. That gives me 32 over 48. Simplify that. I want to just go a half.
Yeah, that was what.
Gives me 16 over 24. Then I could do 4, huh?
No, you can do 8. You can do 8.
You can do 4 too.
Oh, 8? I can do 8? Yeah, I can do 8. 8 gives me,
2/3.
oh, thank you, 2/3. There it is. For dried fruit.
Oh, ew.
Then what is the next ingredient?
Chocolate candies.
Oh, yeah, we need the chocolate candies.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So that turns to 1 over 24. Then times 32 over 1. Gives me 32 over 24. What y'all want to do with that?
8.
8? 32 can't do it. Yeah, it can.
8 times
4 thirds, which is 1 and 1/3 cups of granola. Oh, yes, chocolate. I said granola. Okay. Then we have one more box. It says total cups for everything. I want to know how much total cups all the ingredients is going to be. Which means I need to do what?
Yeah,
One person. I need to add. What is the problem, though, I'm running into with adding?
You need to
Fractions.
You need to either round them up to 9 or round them up to 3.
9.
Because they're
Okay. So I see I have denominators of 3 and 9. I need a common denominator. What would it be?
9.
9. So that means I need to change this guy to have a denominator of 9. 3 times what gives me 9? 3 times what gives me 9? 2 times 3 gives me I don't need to change that guy. Don't need to change this guy. Hey, your extra talking is messing up my audio. This guy needs a denominator of 9, so 3 times what gives me 9? 3. So 2 times 3 gives me 6. Same thing for this one. And 3 times what gives me 9? 3. So 1 times 3 gives me that. I would probably add all my whole numbers. 2 plus 4 is 6. Plus 3 is 9. Plus 1 is 10. Then I would go through and add my numerator. 6 plus 5, 11. 11 plus 6 is 17. 17 plus 6, 23. 23 plus 3,
I can't see.
26 over 9. Well, how many times can 9 go into 26? 2. So that changes the 10 to a 12. 2 times 9 is
8 ninths.
2 times 9 is
18.
So how much is left over? 8 ninths. Pretty darn close to 13 cups, but it is 12 and 8 ninths cup.
We didn't do the original.
What? There's nothing to write for it. Alright, so your homework is problems 5 through 9. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and peace out, hot dogs.